Hi everyone, and welcome to day 3 of Hardcore Holidays. I'm Anastasia.
And I'm Haley.
And today we want to start with a little chat before we move on to getting to the movement of the day. And we want to acknowledge that some days you just don't feel hardcore, and some days maybe you feel a bit stressed, and some days maybe you don't feel quite connected to the core of who you are. And that's okay.
Yeah. Maybe you don't feel like doing anything. Maybe you feel like a dead bug.
We're smiling because we feel that way sometimes too. And so we wanted to share an exercise today, or a movement today, called Deadbugs, to hopefully inspire you to get a little movement in, even if you don't feel quite core power. So we're gonna go ahead and move onto the mat and demonstrate the movement for you and talk about it a little bit before we move on to doing the entire routine together. Deadbugs are a really funny name for an exercise, but they are also, it actually is a very dynamic movement, and it incorporates so much of the body, the breath, the diaphragm, which we can consider the roof of your core, your pelvic floor, which we can consider the basement of your core, and all of your limbs. So this movement is truly core powered, as you can see Haley moving here. So let's break it down into its components so that you know how to safely move through this, and you have a bit of different variations for your ability level. So as always, we're going to start with the breath. Haley's going to inhale. On her exhale, she'll go ahead and press her pelvis down into the ground, engaging her abdominals and tightening through here, keeping this tilt and this position and this core bracing. She's now going to raise her legs up one at a time, keeping that brace. And you can see that she's making almost a 90-degree angle with her knees here, and her knees are in line with her hips. She's still breathing, staying active and braced. And then from here, she will now bring her arms straight up toward the ceiling, and they're about in line with her shoulders. Checking in here, how are you doing on your core? Do you feel strong?
I feel so strong.
Good. So we'll progress her movement because she feels strong, she looks strong, she's maintaining this position. If you're having a hard time maintaining this position, you might just stay here and not do any more movement and do holds when we get to this part. That's okay. But Haley will continue to progress. So what she's now going to do is simultaneously move her right hand and her left leg. Her right hand will go about halfway back over her head, and her left leg will tap down to the ground, gently coming back together. So inhale, move on your exhale, tapping down with the opposite limbs now to alternate. And again on the other side, you can see her knees bent here. She's maintaining her core position this entire time, keeping that pelvis tilted. Go ahead and relax for a second. She looked really strong here, so I would recommend if she wanted a little more heat, if she felt like she could handle a little more, then we could progress her even further. So go ahead and come back into your dead bug position. She's inhaling, exhaling, and then getting in her position, maintaining her core bracing, and then she's gonna inhale, exhale, and this time extend fully with each limb, straight out, come back together on the inhale, exhale, and do it again on the opposite side. So you can see this requires a bit of coordination, which is challenging your mind as well as your core a little bit, which I think is a good thing on the days when you're not feeling quite with it. And this can kind of help you get out of your head and bring some of that energy down into your body a little bit more. So now that Haley's done a few, we're gonna get started with our entire routine, starting with the warm-up. So come onto your mat here with me if you haven't already, and let's get started with 5 pelvic tilt holds, holding each pelvic tilt for 3 seconds each. So find your breath, inhale, and on the exhale, go ahead and press down, bracing your abdominals and holding for 3 seconds. On the inhale, relax. And exhale, press down again, engaging your core. And relax on the inhale. Exhale again, press that pelvis down toward the ground, tightening your abs. Inhale and exhale again. And inhale. And last one, exhale, press down and hold. Now we'll go ahead and move to marches. So again, inhale. On the exhale, press your pelvis down to the ground and hold. And this time, lift your knee up to the sky. And we'll alternate. We're gonna do 5 marches on each leg. Haley's gonna go ahead and keep count for us as we continue to move, nice and slow and controlled, keeping an active breath as we move each leg in a controlled manner. Keep it up. We're almost there. I'm watching Haley's hand, just as you probably are.
Last one. Last one.
And relax for a second. We're now gonna move to marches again, but our hands are gonna be straight up toward the ceiling. So go ahead and tuck your chin a tiny bit. Inhale. As you exhale, press your pelvis down to the ground, tighten your abdominals, and then go ahead and start your movement with your breath. We're again gonna do 10 marches, maintaining this bracing in our abdominals while breathing, hopefully easily, and keeping a small march, moving each leg slow and controlled, checking in with the core every single time. Also checking in on Haley's hand and seeing what number we're at. Woo, halfway there on our warm-up.
Ooh, I did 5 on each side already. I was going faster.
Okay, I'm going slower. So
Okay.
after this next one, go ahead and take a break. And then we're gonna incorporate deadbugs. So you choose at home whatever you feel most comfortable with. We definitely recommend starting with the easiest level and progressing from there if you feel strong enough and core powered. So for me, I will go ahead and do the most basic version. Haley, did you want to do a progressed one, or do you want to switch since you already did that?
I'll do the progressed one.
Okay.
As much as I can, and if I feel that I'm losing my posterior pelvic tilt, I will revert back to the lower level, which is perfect for everyone if you need it.
Okay, great. So we're gonna do 5 dead bugs on each side. So again, inhale, take a nice deep breath, and exhale, engage your core, press your pelvis down, slowly lift one knee up at a time. And then when you're ready, bring your arms straight up toward the ceiling, checking in with your core again before we move. On the inhale, check in. Exhale, go ahead and begin to move in whatever pattern works best for you. And if you're doing it with a friend, be sure to hit your friend in the face.
That was 1.
Well, I'm on 4.
Oh, on
So,
each side?
I'm counting, I guess, in total. I'm realizing now. Don't mind us. We're just having a little bit of fun. Hopefully you are too, and finding a way to get out of your head here a little bit and find some energy to keep these dead bugs going. So hopefully you got to 10 here, 5 on each side. It's okay if you didn't. We have less count, as you can see, so that's okay. How are you feeling?
I feel like I got a workout.
Me too. I'm so warm in this cozy sweater.
Yes.
Which is good. And we hope that you feel similar, and it's also okay if you don't. And tomorrow we'll be back here to show you even more and kick things up a little bit more with another movement. So hopefully this dead bug movement is something you can bring into your day, and it will help set you up for the rest of your day, feeling supported and grounded from the ground up, feeling your back on the ground, and knowing that you are supported, you are core powered, and you are moving from the core of who you are. See you again tomorrow.